Hello, people, and welcome to watch the Croatian Carcassonne League Final of 2025. So this thing right here. Now this is oops. This is basically made up from two parts. This is the ultimate battle of the winners of the Autumn League, which was won by Tomislav Buhinicek, and then the winner of the Spring League, which was won by Swanimir Vlaj. And as you can see here, both Spring League and Autumn League, we had the same top two, well, basically the same top four even, with the exception that, well, there was not a third or fourth place. So you can see here that Filip Buhinicek and Vega Orion have been rewarded the shared third place. I definitely know Vega's real name, but I cannot recall it right as of this second. And in the Ultimate League, Tomislav had taken a 2-on-1 win against Svoromir, and vice versa in the Spring League. Svoromir was the better of the two, taking a 2-1 win over Tomislav. And now they are going to be having one more fight against each other. And let us not forget that both of these players have now been repping their country in the World Championships. Tomislav just this year, as the World Championships were held on 25th, or 26th. One of those two. And Tomislav was the representative this year, and on earlier year in 2023, and also I think in 2024, it was Bluste who had taken the seat of Croatia there. And well, this year, a decent performance by Tomislav. Won 4 out of his 6 preliminary games. Unfortunately, did not make it to the playoffs. I think his final his final placement was 18th. So still in top 20 out of more than 50 players. That is very respectable. So the stakes of this match are as follows. The the winner will be getting the main stage spot for the Carcassonne Champions League 2026 season, and the runner-up will be getting the qualifier 1 spot for Croatia, as per are the coefficient rankings, where Croatia is, I think, 15th at the moment. So justifies to 1 main stage spot and 1 Q1 spot. But there is a bit of a twist here. So if Bluste is to finish second, so if Tomislav is to win today, then Bluste is going to be taking part in the Q3 instead, and then Tomislav will be, of course, going to the main stage, and in Bluste's spot to Q1 there will then be a third place match between Pucha and Vega Orion. and this is more of a like a special kind of extra bit of um, opportunity for those two players if Bluste is to lose today. I wonder how they would be doing it if in the Spring League and Autumn League they would have been two or four different players with third and fourth positions. Maybe in the future years we'll know, but today is not the day. So here we go. You can indeed see that I am using the extension here, so we are going to be seeing the projected points of both players. Tompa, being the starting player, takes the first points, and it is seemingly played with regular custom tables with I think slow time format. No, it's not quite slow. I think it's like normal time format actually. Yeah, I want to say either slow or normal. I think it's normal. Honestly, I think it's slow because I think 245 is about the max that you can get in slow time format. It's kind of embarrassing that I don't know that by heart, even though it is my main time format that I play with myself. But it doesn't really matter that much. The biggest difference between the different time formats is how much exactly do you get your time accumulated on each turn. And most importantly, of course, in custom tables, we are going to be having the the starting player being switched after every game. Monastery for Tompa in a nice 5-point spot, also having other monastery spots next to it, so future stacking is very much possible indeed. Takes 3 points, doesn't bother trying to cut out the roads, just because the efficiency of getting 3 points over protecting 2 points is much more, well, just much better. And if Bluste is to get these 2 points, he's gonna have to use a tile on it himself. Or in some cases we even go like, I don't know, a monastery here, a straight road here, a curve here, and we still end up with a winning mini battle, which would be nice. 4-point ring road for Bluste, and the second monastery has been drawn by Tomislav indeed. Going for the stacking, and for Bluste, yeah, sure, that's also fine. Um, could have also gone over here for strictly 5 points, but this is actually might even be just slightly better spot even. Despite scoring 1 less point immediately, but you can think of it as basically a 5-point spot because it is controlling the city cap, which is very likely to get completed at some point, and then when it gets completed, it's 5 points anyway, but with less of a risk of getting blocked. Because had you gone over here, then this square would be already restricted into a curve or a road monastery and would be under a small risk of getting blocked with 2 tiles and with tempo. Cities being continued and started from left and right. And Bluste not bothering himself with the connection on to this 3-point part of the city, rather taking the shielded tiles for himself, which I can't really fault him for. It does very conveniently also take out all the attacking platforms. Well, one attacking platform, but in this case it is all of the attacking platforms anyway. This one I do find quite hmm, passive. It doesn't really get anything done. Like it adds 1 point to what seems to be a shared feature. Whereas, like if you go over here, then at least it's gonna add a point to your monastery, whilst not adding a point to green in any way. And you are gonna want to not allow the connection for Bluste over here, just to be able to maintain these 2 points. And we do know that every single additional point is gonna count for sure. So slight inaccuracy there by Tompa. Shared roads, finished monastery, and we do see how Tompa. I'm not sure about this one though. Um, Actually, it's fine. Because the triple city was already being needed elsewhere here by Svonimir, so making him need it in 2 places is not a bad option. I was thinking first that if we are gonna go for just a winning mini battle, we could just turn this the other way and try blocking it with some future tiles. But this might also work, although this spot is for now unblockable, which to me kind of feels like it's gonna get filled by Swarmir at some point. Tomislav getting the final restriction going, only one more dagger to fit into this square, and it's going to make finishing this second city of Bluste really unfortunately annoying, because he can't really do that before the dagger has gone, because otherwise he's just gonna be giving a free blocking platform for Tompa, and he's gonna take out his biggest threat on the board, which is not something that you would want to see, of course. But he might do that anyway. Like if Bluste feels like it's gonna take too long to see the dagger either in Tompa's hand or in his own hand, which certainly does not happen because the dagger is drawn, then he might finish this anyway earlier on and just risk the city getting blocked. But of course now, with the final dagger being drawn, this city is dead. It's still going to be scoring a decent chunk of points, 10 points for a meeple, and at least Bluste is going to be able to retrieve this 6-point city ASAP and doesn't have to worry about it getting frozen. 4-1 meeple advantage for Tompa, as well as a 17-point advantage on the scoreboard, or let's say on the future scoreboard, because on the regular scoreboard the lead is actually over 30 points. And so we are seeing Tompa getting one of his meeples onto a 6-point field and potentially expanding it to a 9-pointer, whilst also, I mean, I want to say actually not really making anything anything that useful on the monastery. What he decides to do is arguably going to work against him, because when you are ahead, as Tompa now is, you don't really want to create the variance, and this is indeed variance of setting up a 9-point monastery spot. But he does get some compensation though, in the form of the 8-point city, and he's gonna maybe not drop a farmer here, but he's gonna drop another farmer soon enough. And honestly, like, it is looking horrendous for Bluste here. Down on the scoreboard by 26 points, has to actually donate a quad city to Tompa, so that's 3 more points for yellow, as Bluste did actually not have anywhere to place this this quad city 2 other than here. And Tompa is gonna go for a completion of the city, whereas Bluste does get his monastery, so 10 points and a meeple back. And now Bluste actually does have a nice shot of getting to the field, or maybe even overrunning it, because both of these road monasteries were remaining, from which one is still in the deck, which could be going over here to bring this guy onto the now 9-point field. Then with a straight road or with a curve, if there are any in the deck, then this other farmer can also unite, and they can eat up the yellow farmer together, which seems to be something that Bluste is desperately going to be needing. Now he just needs to figure out how on earth can he maximize his points. Because surely he's going to have to save one of his meeples for the road monastery. And I'm going to have to assume that there is still at least one other tile other than the road monastery to go over here. I want to say like maybe a straight road, because there doesn't seem to be actually that many in the game or on the board. That's 4, that's 5, that's 6. Yeah, there are still 2 straight roads in the deck, so plenty of tiles to go here for Bluste. Whereas this might have indeed been the final city cap that would have fit over here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. No, there is still actually one more. But it might not be needed for Tompa. Well, it's going to depend on how this whole field situation gets worked up. Is it a dagger? It's 1, 2. It is not a dagger, but Tompa does decide to take a meeple out. And now for Bluste 8 edition time, do you just take 7 points at the bottom, or do you go for the field unification? Because if you don't, then you could risk of getting blocked on the square, and those dreams of yours would be placed into smithereens, and that is indeed what Bluste goes for. So he sacks 4 points actually, because this would have been able to make a 7-point move, and now he instead makes only a 3-point move, but does that in anticipation of the road monastery. And actually, 1, 2, no, there are no daggers in the deck, so this is dead and this connection is dead. For Tompa, unfortunately, he isn't getting any tiles to prevent this road monastery connection with. and it's really unfortunate for him. What he needs to do is, well, what is it actually that he needs to do? Because he has to like assume that Bluste has the Road Monastery in hand to score 18 points with, which would get Bluste to +1. Goes for this. Are there a suitable amount of curves remaining? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Still one regular curve. Look at that. So with that in mind, does Bluste go here, take the road, maybe go over here, add a farmer, although that's that's not something that he's gonna do. I think Bluste is gonna have faith on getting the final curve and the road monastery, because he's gonna have to pray for like a fantastic run out of tiles. Now Tompa, number one move that he needs to do is here. It's not there. It's not there. It's, oh my god, it is not there. Oh my god, and the executioner's hammer is coming down on Tompa immediately after failing to notify himself of this opportunity that has been laid here for thousands of years now. Plus, doesn't even meeple the monastery, which I am really curious about as to why not. Like, surely he's not gonna be getting any extra points with his final meeple. Maybe if there are road ends, then he can maybe get those. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I mean, there's one road end, but like that's only 2 points. Hello, Helga. Yeah, that's only 2 points, and then what? Then he can like lay down only onto like a, I don't know, a ruin of 2 points, 3 points, or maybe on a field. Like, is there a city cap maybe? So if is a city cap to go here, that's 4 points. Well, actually 7 points. Then there's gonna be the road end for +2, and then on his final tile, Bluste is gonna go for like a 3-point stuff anywhere. So that's 9 points as opposed to 6. I mean, yeah, maybe. And as a matter of fact, it might actually be what is needed, because Tompa is still having an extra meeple in his hand whilst players are at 96 points effectively each. So actually, whatever Tompa does, he should not attack the field, I think. Or maybe he should. If there is the tile to go here, well, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. There are no city caps going here. Oh no. I think Tompa didn't have to do this, although, but no, actually he did, because like, what else is he gonna do with his farmer? Like, there aren't any other spots than like a 3-pointers from here or from here, from anywhere. Like, yeah, I guess he could take, like, he could bank on getting this, get a 4-point road, but like then he still has to, well, actually he can't, because he needs it over here. But then he would still need to use his other meeple onto some random 3-point feature. So actually, like, 3 points is effectively the best that he can do anyway with an extra meeple. So this is fine. And maybe it was posing a threat. of connection, which seems to be the case because Bluste does indeed bother blocking the connection as he gets the final curve. So maybe there was a well, let's see. There are no there are no field Doritos. There are no monasteries. There are no vanillas. There are no dividers. Actually, there was nothing to go here anyway. This was just a burning move. This actually seems like a mistake on Blueste's part because he needs to maximize his points, and had he gone, let's say, over on the right, and then he could get actually 2 more points with this stuff right here. So now Bluste is actually effectively down -2 from his previous move. I don't think it's gonna actually matter, or is it? No, no, I don't think it. I don't think it is because Tompa still has a tile in hand, and he can just get 1 point on his monastery or 1 point on his city. I'm not sure what the tile is, but given the board texture, I think Tompa can actually use any type of tile to score, because the only tile that he could not get any points with is this quad crossroad, and everything else is gonna net him 1 point on the monastery or 1 point on the city. And 98-95 is showing the projected points, and that indeed seems to be such case that even though these 2 extra points were neglected by Bluste, he did not end up losing because of it. My question is, if he goes here with a meeple onto the monastery, is it better than he got now? He got now 2 plus 4, so 6. And with his tiles, I mean, he would have gotten like only 1 extra point on the monastery, so plus 1 extra if he goes here, which is still not enough. He would have still lost by 2 points. So really, no matter what he decided to do here, would have always ended up in a loss of 1 or 2 points. It seems like if Bluste nibbled this church, he would outscore. He could have used the curve and Road Dorito to... Oh yeah, the Road Dorito as well. Yeah, Road Dorito as well, of course. So 1 point here and 1 point here. But still, he would be losing by -1 point. So effectively the same as this potential plan over here of maximizing the value from the final road end that was left in the deck. And I just figured that this plan wouldn't even actually work because Tompa would have only been able to get these 4 points here if sorry, Bluste would have been able to get these 4 points here if Tompa still takes these 2 points at the bottom, which he of course would not have done, because then he would have just gone over here and take 2 points like this, and then there would be no road. But still, this is a wasted move because there was nothing to fit into this square anyways. So surely there is something that can be done. Something more effective. But 1-0 it is in favor of Tomislav. Also, hi, and Nicola. Prime time. Bluste, the starting player this time around, of course, gets the 4 easy quick points, and now both players with roads each. Bluste arguably with slightly better road because he can make a loop or use a road end to finish it. Now, what do you do if you're Tomislav? I mean, yeah, I mean, sure, this is like it's okay. It's not really good because it just allows a really easy connections for green into this city with practically any city tile. Well, any city plus field tile, and it's now like kind of difficult to complete. Like this is just a start of a ruin in most cases, which is fine. But I think it would have been slightly better even to keep his options open, maybe even start another city maybe over here, and then start using city caps and threaten an 8-point city. But this is now fine. I mean, the final outcome of these moves is very decent indeed for Tomislav. Now he has 2 open cities, one that he can use city caps and extenders for, and one that he can use triangles for. This, I mean, this is okay, but I think it would have been actually better for Tomislav to start even a 3rd city, maybe here, just to protect this square a bit from any potential attacks. Okay. Yeah, just to protect the city from any potential attacks, and still have like two open cities that he can do whatever he wants with. Now, huh? Well, no, that's. I can't say I really agree with this move, but I don't think it's like that bad because even though this city now was blockable with only one tile, then a road can go here anyways, and there was only one dagger left in the deck. But nonetheless, I think it would be much better actually had this curve been here and you would have an open city, because then the there's still the possibility to finish this or just turn it maybe outwards going and have a chance to even grow the size of the ruin even further. Now it's 9 points. It's like basically just a blocked monastery there with an extra point, which is not bad. Don't get me wrong, it's not bad, but there was I think there was more potential. Like you could just start a new city or maybe a road over here or something. I know it is a shielded tile, but like you can start a road anyway. Swiftly taking care of this field. Tomislav left with a 6-point field with one singular possibility to grow that in the future of with some road tiles going with like a curve over here or a road monastery, or maybe just going here with a straight road himself, but I mean that would be the last resort. Otherwise, there just isn't a way to grow this. Yeah, it's gonna be really dependent on a curve or a road monastery for Tomislav, which he's gonna want to have for sure. Triple city added for the ruin of Bluste and covering up the monastery from the left. A new city from Swanimir, taking away one of the potential attacking platforms to the ruin and starting a city from a safe spot. Now there is this still, but like honestly I don't think Swanimir cares, because like completing the city is it's just like not happening, let's be honest. And now finally the final nail in the coffin of this field. Swanimir going with the straight road, killing the only spot from this field getting expanded. And so a 6-pointer is the blocked meeple of Tompa, along with the 9 points here. So I mean 15 points for 2 blocked meeples, not that bad, but like it could have been so much better for the field, I mean. The monastery stacking is going to be nice though. And the fact that Tomislav still has 2 meeples in hand, and he's going to be just fine. Arguably, one of the better things that Tomislav could do right now is to make sure that there is not a secondary field being created, which does indeed seem to be the strong intention of Swanimir. Tompa going for, well, first of all, he's gonna be going for the absolute decimation of this city right here, making sure that it indeed and never is completed. But another thing he could have done is to go actually over here and limit this this part of the city into a dagger, and not only the city but also the expansion potential of these 3 points into a dagger for this field, which would have mean that in order to grow that field, plus they would have to then use value tile to do that, as opposed to finishing a feature of his own. And I mean, like blocking this part of the city would be good in a sense that there is still one divider remaining, and if this square is to be blocked fully, then Tompa can always get that second divider, get away with his own meeple, and then maybe even use that meeple to attack the new field. Oh, well, this is interesting. And I actually do like it, yeah. I think it's good. Now, first of all, it is going to be taking away the possibility of getting the monastery restricted into a starting tile, which there was only one remaining. And secondly, it's going to then create the rather a nice platform of Tompa to even surround the monastery on this square, and maybe even pre-meeple a city. Maybe if there are several field Doritos remaining, which there does actually seem to be 2 of those, plus of course the divider. But just blocking this city cap is also okay. It's all right, because upon completion, it would be, of course, a 6-point move for Bluste, whereas now it's just, a regular 8-point monastery. Well, an additional 8-point monastery getting blocked, as opposed to getting it back, but allowing these extra points for Bluste. on top of that all, the tile which Bluste used to block the two to block all of those monasteries did also get him into a rather annoying position now with his meeple. Still has one dagger remaining onto this square, sure, but it is only one tile. Does he need the dagger though? I mean, he's 3 points ahead with one less meeple. And this monastery is actually still alive. There is still a road monastery to go. And there is also a regular monastery. So it is entirely possible to actually complete this monastery. Tompa decides not to separate his city from Bluste's. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, like 17 city caps. Like 6 city caps would have been left for Blue State to get this guy out, additional 6 points, and first and foremost, an additional city to his field. So, do I like this move? Kinda. Yeah, I think kinda is the key word. And it does also get finished. So still -2 for Tompa, but an extra meeple. One thing that is going to be worrisome from Tompa's perspective is the fact that actually I have miscounted and thought there was still one triple city with the road remaining, but there is not. So this thing right here is dead, so there are no extra points to be had there. The question is, can Tompa start a new field or a new city? Actually, I think he could. I think there are like still 4 or 5 city caps remaining after this one, so could maybe go over here, start a new city that way. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19. 4 city caps remaining in the deck. -2, and he does indeed go for the city, which I do like. However, Bluste is making exceptionally nice work with his one meeple because he is getting fed with the extra crossroads. Only one spot to use it, so I'm a bit flabbergasted that he is even taking as long as like 15 seconds for this turn, because there really wasn't like any other spots to place this tile to, because when you have only one meeple and you are at least momentarily in a meeple disadvantage, then you really have to take like full advantage of every quick point tile. And Bluste is not done with the quick point tiles. He again draws another crossroad, gets 4 points, and this is slowly turning into more and more terrible news for Tompa. There are still actually a large number of tiles, well, large-ish number of tiles that are gonna be great for Bluste. There's the Road Monastery. The dagger isn't actually in the deck anymore because Tompa was able to draw it a few tiles ago, but then there is the regular monastery, which Bluste can very well use to get a 7-point move. And Tompa is definitely going to be needing this meeple back. And he's going to be needing, I would say, the Road Monastery. And I think there is even a... Well, I was about to say that there is this tile remaining, but there isn't. There is no city crossroad. A city cap, however, is landing in Bluste's hand, and he paves down the way for himself to get the Road Monastery, which would be a 9-point move and a meeple back for Bluste. And I believe this right here is the final city cap in the game, which Bluste cannot meeple, but he can go, like, for example, over here. Or he's going to take away the option from Tompa to attack the field, I guess? Is there, what, like, was there a tile here? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. No triple cities. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. No Doritos? Wait, what? I don't think there are any city caps remaining in the deck. I think this was just a wasted move. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. Yeah, this was just a entirely wasted move from Bluste. Could have gone here for 1 point because there are no city caps, there are no triple cities, there are no Doritos. Absolutely nothing was achieved with this move, and it is -1 for Bluste. A Road Monastery, a key tile, hits Tompa's hand. He is -5 behind. He has a 6-point move to be made, like in multiple ways. If Tompa can make sure that he can take... Oh no. No. No, I think Tompa just blundered his chances to win. Oh no. Oh no. That's really bad. That is really bad. What Tompa needed to do is to ensure that he can, with this move, he can catch up on the scoreboard or in points and make sure that there are like multiple fields to be taken with his final tile. Or that he can make like 5 or 6 points with his final tile, because Bluste is gonna take the other field. Then... oh no, no. Wait. Wait, hold up a second, hold up a second. Bluste cannot actually score points. Ooh. Oh, Topa's gonna win by draw, no? But I still think this was quite a terrible mistake from Tompa. What was it? Oh, wait, actually, let me think about this. Let me think about this. So, a monastery, a curve, and a straight road. Can Tompa lose after this move? And the answer is that absolutely he can. Because if Bluste gets... Well, if Bluste gets the monastery first, then... I mean, Tompa is just going to get the 6-point field, and that's it. That's, Tompa's win. But if Bluste gets this dagger gets this curve or the straight road, takes the field, and then Tompa just gets the other of the road tiles. He can only take 4 points, and then Bluste is still going to discard his final tile, but it's gonna result Bluste getting 1 extra point over Tompa. So what it means is that with this move, Tompa has let me see. So he needs Bluste to get the monastery as Bluste's last tile. So 1 out of 3, well actually 2 out of 3, so 66 times 0.5, so 30. So Tompa had like a 33% chance to lose after this tile, whereas if he just goes and takes a monastery, let's say from here. No, actually, I think from here, maybe it could be better. Yes, from here, I think it's definitely better. Because so if Tompa takes the monastery from here with 5 points, then with any tile that there is remaining in the deck, Bluste is going to take this field right here, or this field right, actually only this field right here, so as not to give a point to the monastery. So Bluste is going to take this field right here, and with any tile that Tompa gets, he's going to get a 7-point move, adding 1 point to the monastery and taking this other 6-point field. So it's always going to end up with a 6-point monastery plus a 6-point field versus now a 6-point field plus a 5-point monastery. So +1 for Tompa. And that's going to be 100% win every single time for Tompa, with absolutely no way to lose the game. But as opposed to here, a 66% chance for Tompa to win the game and a 33% chance of Bluste getting the the key tile being the final monastery and denying the necessary 5 points from Tompa. Major mistake, but it goes unpunished. Taking field instead of monastery makes sense if there was only one single point field. Indeed, it does. But the key thing here is that the monastery that by taking the monastery is much better because there are going to be 2 6-point fields to take, and plus they cannot take both. So yellow is always going to be resulting into getting one of the 6-point fields and catching up on the scoreboard and making sure that he's going to get at least as many points on his final turn as green is going to get on his 2 turns. But 2-0, this was a best of 3. I had left that one out, a bit of a key information. But yeah, 2-0 in Tompa's favor, and indeed now it becomes a reality what I said at the beginning of the stream. So Tompa is going to go and take the CCL 2026 main stage spot for Croatia. Bluste is going to be cashing in his a qualifier token to qualifier 3 because earlier this year Bluste came in second in the Carcassonne Champions League, and because Alexei has now has won the CCL 2025, then Alexei is automatically getting a spot in the main stage of CCL 2026, and the second placed player is gonna get the Q3 spot, which is Bluste. And so, because originally in this tournament, in this Croatian Carcassonne League finals, the second place prize is the Q1 spot for Croatia due to their coefficient ranking placement. Then Bluste is not going to take that. He's going to take the Q3, and the Q1 is going to go to either Filip Puhinicek or Vega Orion, who are going to be having a match of that spot at some point. I don't know yet when, but we will keep an eye out on it. But I have confirmed this information from Bluste himself. So thank you for that. Okay, exciting stuff. 3 players from Croatia in the main stage or in the qualifiers of CCL 2026 in one way or another. One in main stage, one in Q1, one in Q3, and maybe via some other route there are going to be others, although I don't think so, but I might be wrong. And furthermore, I also took a look earlier on at the statistics of the matches between Zvonimir Velic and Tomislav Puhinicek, and before this match, Bluste had the lead by 10 wins to 7, and so now that lead has very much narrowed down to 10 wins to 9. Tomorrow, 15 UTC for third place. Thank you for the information, Tompa. That is very, very much appreciated. Also, congrats for your own win here. A big win indeed. And yeah, like I said, now almost at 50-50 wins between Tomislav and Zvonimir. Now, I have not yet placed any other announcements on streams, but currently it is looking like I'm going to be potentially streaming a lot more than I anticipated to do towards the end of the year for unfortunate reasons, but whatever. Then if that is the case, and if nothing changes, then we shall indeed be streaming probably a lot more on November, on this month, and on December as well. So we are going to be having most likely a lot of streams of the CCL qualifiers, because I think that is almost the only thing that is going to be going on at the towards the end of the year. We are still going to be seeing some online championship action with all the countries that have still not yet concluded their championships and shared this spot. So tomorrow there is a possibility. Actually, there is not a possibility, because if at 1500 UTC is going to be the third place between Philip and Vega Orion, then this is also 1500 UTC, because it's now UTC plus 2 for Finland. So I'm going to have to decide whether I'm going to be streaming the Latvian Carcassonne Online Championship semi-finals between Krishna and Norberts, or the a third place match of the Croatian Carcassonne League. There it is, scheduled. So I think one of these two, it's still going to be, I think, uh, based on some of the news that I am expecting to get from my university, and those answers that I'm going to be looking for are going to be determining of how much exactly am I going to be streaming in November and December. But I think you should be able to expect a stream announcement on the channel from either of these two tomorrow at some point. I think, like a few hours before, um, which I will be happy to do. But that's where we will be ending the stream. Thank you all for watching. Thank you all for tuning in all the way until the end. And if you did enjoy this type of Carcassonne content and would like to see more of it, then there is an easy way to support the channel by subscribing or by just simply liking the stream. I'll be seeing you tomorrow with still an uncertainty of which match we will be streaming, but we'll be streaming something for sure tomorrow at 1500 UTC. Bye for now.